Welcome along to Stu's Carp Connect. This video, we're at Stafford Moor. I'll get into the venue a bit later, but I've had a walk around, not seen much. As I was approaching up the far side, swims 7 and 8. Those guys who know this lake will know what I mean. But on the far side, I have seen. I'll try and spin the camera around in a minute and show you. But I've just seen a couple of fish. I'm sure it was a couple of fish jumping just a bit further down, so hopefully that's a good sign. So I've chosen Fraggle Rock as peg 8. Back that way is towards 7 and back around to the down more down to the car park, and that's carry on round there down to 9 and 10. I think it's the beach 2 and is it the outback down there? But the fish I think I've seen have come just down here, just before where that wind is there, where you can see it's breaking the surface. So I can get to that from here. This is a lovely looking swim, this one. I've not fished this one before. I have fished 7. The first one back there, that's called the Nook. I've fished that one. So I'm going to give this one a go. There's a some really lovely spaces here to go for. That one there, there's a little channel through all this big sort of patch of weed and stuff here. And that's quite thick, dense stuff over there. So I have to be careful along there, but I've got an island just at the back there, and I've got this channel all the way down that side. And then if I try and give you, there's a couple of channels down there. Right guys, I'm all set up, got the house up, got the rods out. I didn't think I'd film any of that because I just wanted to get it done, but luckily for me, I'm the only one here. Whether that's going to help me or not remains to be seen, because obviously there's no other pressure anywhere, but it's just me. So hopefully I have seen fish, so hopefully I don't push them away with the lines in the water. I have backleaded because it's quite a small area here, quite tight, so I thought pin the lines down as best as possible. At least that, in my mind, I feel like I'm doing as much as I can to keep the lines down and keep the fish in the area rather than spooking them away. I've got some guests, quite a few ducks and quite a few gatling geese around as well. So apologies for the noise. At least we haven't got much wind noise today. But there is quite a few ducks. He looks like he's going to try and sneak in and pinch some bisanis there, look. So my left hand rod, I'll bring it down here. When I turned up and I put my mat and net in the swim here, I walked off back around down there, and as I walked down there I did spook a couple of fish off down there. They must have been just under the surface down there, because it's just a little ripple and they were gone. I didn't actually see them, but it was a bit further down where I've casted, because I've got the trees behind me in the swim here. When I'm at that angle to cast down there, it's difficult to get as far. So where this light colour bit is in the bank here, if you come across more into the middle of that channel, that's where I am, middle right of that. I have got one not in this channel, but just slightly off, more around here. Lost focus there a bit, but just off there where it's like a little bit of an indentation. I don't know if you can see that there, but I've just come off that a few foot because I didn't want to get too tight, because that stuff is quite thick there, and I'm assuming it comes out under the water a bit. And then across this island here, maybe about halfway across, there's a couple of the brighter green trees there. Maybe half rod length off of that, because again I don't want to get too tight there, because I saw some ducks diving close into the bank, so I've just pulled it off just a little bit to try and stop that. But it is relatively shallow, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to stop it completely. Right, so today I'm just using 2 different flavours. On 2 of the rods I've got some frozen sail boilies. I've had them soaking in the smart cell stuff. First time I've used it actually for maybe 30 hours, 36 hours, something like that. Just a little bit in this, just a bit of that smart stuff, just to give it a bit of a coating, soften up just a bit. Actually smells pretty good, even though my scent smells rubbish, but it does, that's pretty good. I've made up a little mix of, this is some hemp and some mixed of the mainline spot and PVA pellet mix. So I've just made up a little bit of that. I sometimes put corn in there, but I've decided not against the corn today. But I will crush up some boilies and maybe put some whole boilies in there, depending on how I'm how I'm putting that out. If I'm just making a little bag, I'll just put that in, maybe put a couple of boilies or some broken boilies in there, and then I'll maybe catapult a few whole ones out around it. On my left one, I'm using the CC Moor Odyssey. Now I used to use this a lot when I was younger, and I haven't used it for a while, so I thought I'm going to give it a go. These are the shelf life version. I've also got the glug for that and some of the powder. So I've had these soaking for a while. It's these slightly bigger ones. The darker small ones you can see, I just had a random few of the OMC pilot boilies left, so I bunged them in there. Just I thought a few different sizes might actually help out. So yeah, see if that makes any difference. But yeah, that's really all I'm using. Nothing out of ordinary there. I guess that's just standard really. One thing I did forget to say when we were talking about bait, in the Odyssey boilies which I'd had soaking, I did put a handful of the pink Himalayan salt, because it's not going to be too far away from spawning, is it? And I think they like to take on that salt. I think their bodies crave that, don't they? So I thought that could be a little bit of an edge. Put some salt on the boilies. They could be looking for that now in preparation for the spawning. So maybe that will give me an edge. Let's wait and see. Right, I just thought I'd talk to you about the venue. So I'm at Stafford Moor, which is just outside a village called Dalton in Devon. Beautiful venue, lovely area, quiet as you like, happy days. I know lots of you probably know this place, so apologies, but I thought I'd give those people who don't know a bit of a rundown and a bit of a shout out to this place, because it is great, and Wayne and Jen do a good job here, and they're lovely people. So yeah, Stafford Moor as a whole. So there is 2 specimen lakes. There is the lodge, which is what I'm fishing today, which is the furthest one up. Then we've got the other specimen lake, which is BT's, which is closer down towards the reception and the entrance. That one has 2 luxury lodges backed right onto it as well, so you can fish out your garden. So if you're looking for a bit more of a holiday with a family style getaway, definitely check that out. And I believe BT's has just done I think it's its first 40 now, earlier in the week, so that's good, that's brilliant. And if you've seen on their Facebook page, Wayne actually did catch the 44 big one up from the lodge, so 2 of the biggies have come out in the same week. It's been perfect weather for it, so no surprise there. Yeah, so the 2 specimens, lodge and BT's, and I think they have 5, forgive me if I'm wrong, I think it's 5 pleasure lakes, match lake style lakes, and they look brilliant too. I don't know much about match angling, I've never done it, but they do look really nice, and they're always really busy here with those. They do lots of matches and things like that, so I will link all this stuff down, their socials and their website and stuff down below, so you guys can get on there and have a look at it, because they've always got events and stuff, I think, coming up due there on the lakes and stuff, so it's definitely worth a look. But for the lodge, because that's where I'm fishing today, I thought I'd just give you a bit of a rundown on that one. So I believe it's around 9 acres in size, and it ranges of depth from the shallows around 2 foot, I think it is the shallowest it gets to, and then down towards more on the dam end, it gets down to, I think it's around 11 or 12 foot at its deepest. Yeah, thank you. If you could just loads of these ducks around. He's had his say anyway. He's probably just saying how nice of a place it is. Right, so stock wise in here, I'm not sure of the exact number of stock, but I think it's probably around the 350 mark, I believe. And the average size of the carp in here, I think, is around the 20 mark. So that's good. If you're hooking into a fish and you've got a good chance of getting 20 plus, that's always a bonus, isn't it? And they go up to 44. Wayne just having recently caught that, so they do go up to 44. I don't know if there's any more 40s in here at the moment of that, but there's a good head of 30 plus, so there's a lot to go at. There's a lot to make your day and make the session, so hopefully we can catch one of those. What I can say about the place is, in a whole, it's not just the lakes. They do have Canadian style log cabins which you can hire out, and I mean, they look brilliant. They're luxury. So again, get on the website and have a look. If I remember, on the way out, I'll take some pictures or film it as I go out, because they do look really, really good. But if you're looking for a holiday as well as a bit of fishing, you know, the lodges would be perfect. If you're coming down with a group of friends and you're on the Match Lakes, or you're down here for a week and you don't really want to bivvy up on the old Specie Lakes, you could always hire one of those and have a little bit of luxury along the way. So they've got a number of those lodges. I'm not sure the exact total. They do have sort of caravan and tent pitches down there, I'm sure, too. So if you've got a mobile home or whatever, bring in a caravan, you could always do that. Again, check the website for all those details. But apart from that, I'm not really sure what I can say about it. I mean, apart from it, it's a lovely place. They do have a really good on-site tackle shop here, which is down at the reception as you come in. They've got all bases covered in there, from bait to rig bits, all that sort of stuff. They've got nets and mats and all that too. So if you don't bring that, they've got you covered. You do need to dip your nets, mats and slings when you arrive. So if you can get here a little bit before, you need to dip that for 15-20 minutes at least. Just so you're not passing on anything disease-wise into the lake, which is fair enough. Most lakes do that sort of thing now, don't they? Or they supply them. So, but yeah, the shop's good. It's got food too, the basic food and drink bits in there, as well as all your other bits. They've got you covered. And if you need anything, need any help with anything or any information, just give Wayne and Jenny a ring in the shop and ask them. They'll sort you out. They'll try and help you out as best they can. All the pegs are really good. They're built out solid. I mean, this one is particularly good. This easily could be a double really, but there's a lot of space in there. I've got a 2-man bivvy, well, more like a 1.5-man bivvy, but you can see how big there's plenty of space there. They're stone underfoot, so you're not bogging around in the mud and that when it's horrible. It's all pretty good. Not that it's like that at the moment because we've had some beautiful weather, but that's that. Quick blast there. Come on the rods. Come on the alarms. Let's have a scream. Would you believe it? I was just setting the phone up on the tripod to give you a bit of a better view and that of more stable picture of what's around. Only gone and got a bite, and God, that threw me off because I was just in it. Oh, bear with me. Oh, there she goes, angry. Hopefully she don't catch my other line there. It was my middle rod, so the one that was over the gap, and she tried to get in the big reeds at the back there, and then she's tried to get in the ones down the side there too. Oh, she looks like a nice mirror, sorry. I'll be back with you in a minute. Look at that, guys, for a first fish of the channel. 3110, a beautiful Lodge Lake mirror. I'm not going to keep her out too long. It's warm. Oh, what a fish. Lightly scaled on both sides. I can show you this one. Show you this side, but this side looks like even less scales. Hang on, let's get rid of. Oh God, she feels like she's gonna kick. There you go. 3110. Absolutely blown away. You can probably tell from my breathing. Absolutely blown away with that one. First on the channel. Hopefully many more. Mega. Alright guys, it's around 4:30 and I thought I'd give you a quick update. So I had nothing since that one earlier, but I'm not surprised because it is quite a small area. I'm wondering whether that the noise of that fish, that commotion has kind of spooked them away. I have heard fishing around, so hopefully they've not gone too far. As you can probably hear, it's just decided to have a nice rain. So we've got a bit of a shower going on at the moment, so I'm hiding in the bivvy. Yeah, I've only changed the rod I caught on and the line that I dragged in with when I caught that one. So I'm gonna redo left one around 5 o'clock. I'm gonna leave the other two because they went out after I'd caught. So I'm gonna leave them and probably just redo the lot before dark a bit later on, maybe 8:30ish, just so they're all ready for the night. But I have heard fish further down on my left hand side. It is quite a way down. I wouldn't be able to reach there from here, but I'm wondering whether I can get, because that noise is coming from tight to the island. When I've been out to see where it's coming from, you can see the rings and the ripples coming out from close to the bank. I'm closer to the middle out there, so I think in a minute I'll reel that one in and try and get it a bit tighter to the island, because that seems to be where I can hear them and see them coming from. So, and plus the fish I caught was quite close to the reed bed at the back, so I'll redo that one in a second, and then I'll give you another update a bit later on. Right guys, change of plan. Just after, I'm not sure what time it is now actually, maybe 6. I've decided I've had so much crashing the next peg down, number 9, so I'm gonna record the angle. So I've walked down here and it is browning up everywhere down here, so I'm going to take this opportunity. I've just brought the bare essentials with me, just the rods, the pod and the bits. Left my bivvy and that back up there. I'm the only one on the lake, so that don't matter. So I'm just going to stay here for a couple hours and see if I could drag some out. I'll get back in touch. Evening, 8:45, just about to get dark. The little experiment down in the next swim didn't come off, because as soon as I got down there, I thought it was only going to be a matter of time before I got a bite. It just looked, there was fish everywhere. It just looked like it was going to be a bite at them, but no, nothing happened. They must have just been scouring up some naturals or something down there and turning it all up, but they weren't interested in the bait anyway. I moved back up to my original swim about an hour or so ago, got the rods out, sat in the bivvy. 10 minutes later, as you can hear, pouring. It's like a storm shower actually. It's really heavy. I've put the rods back out. I've gone up into the centre channel just a little bit further now. Got one out onto the left, on the left hand edge of that reed bed at the back, and my right hand one I've put a little bit further across on the island. Not tight, but just further across. Just see if I can pick anything up, because I didn't get anything off that earlier, so just pushed it a bit further out. Not seen much now. Not for the last couple of hours actually. So here's hoping something will come along. We'll have something to show you. Morning guys. Just come to 6 o'clock. Nothing to report overnight, I'm afraid. I didn't hear much overnight up in this area. I did hear a few crash further out into the main body. A fish has just turned over the middle rod up in the gap there, so fingers crossed he's down there getting on it and hopefully picks up mine. But apart from that, that's been it overnight really. It was a really quiet night. Typical Everton throw away a blooming lead right at the last minute again. Anyway, conversation for another day, innit? But yeah, fish front, nothing to report. I'm gonna give it half hour, change the rods. Got to be off by 12, so packing up around 11:30. Just stick the kettle on, gonna have a brew. Rods all reset. I'll show you where I've got them here. Just gonna zoom in a minute. I've got one just in the just left of that sort of indentation in the wee reed bed there, because the fish rolled right tight into that. I've got a good cast in there, but I don't want to get too close. It's a similar distance to where I caught the other one from. only that fish come from a little bit further in. My middle rod has gone further into the gap. I mean, if you come half rod length off that Canadian goose into the gap there, that's where I am. Fish rolled there earlier this morning. It sounded like a nice fish too. And my right hand rod, I've got just below the end of the overhanging tree on the end of the island there. I have had a rod across in 2 different spots across that island over the course of the time, but with no action, so I thought I'd put it further across, just off the edge of it. There's been some fish showing, so hopefully we can pick something up. Just gone 10 o'clock, guys. Gone into the last knocking stage, about an hour and a half left before I need to pack up. I've not seen much since this morning, so all gone a bit quiet really. Those 2 shows this morning put me in a bit of a positive mood because it was close to where I was, but it seems to have slowed right off, so you never know. Might be able to sneak one up before we pack up, but it's not looking great. Saying that, you don't need to see them, do you? They're probably still there. Fingers crossed, eh? Right guys, all packed up. About 10 to 12 now, so yeah, it's unfortunate. Nothing to report. It did seem like it could be from early this morning. I saw those fish roll. I thought it could be in for another one before the end, but not to be. Just as I got everything on the trolley, fish turned just over there where I had my rod. Typical, innit? But yeah, never no one's to say that was going to be a catch, only did they? So, but yeah, good session. Being my first video and just having the one fish is brilliant, and the fact that it was a 30 plus is obviously brilliant for the first video, and one of those things you like to tick off. To catch a 30 plus is always a bonus, so I'm really pleased with that. Even just the one fish, it's still a good session because I think it had been reasonably quiet, so that's all good. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you could do the like, subscribe, comment and hit the bell and all that stuff that helped to get the channel out there and get it to more viewers, that'd be ideal. And I'll see you in another Devon Day Ticket session somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where that'll be yet. There obviously is another specimen lake here, BT's to do at some point. I don't know whether that one's going to be next, but there's a few around, so wait out, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Right guys, I just thought I'd show you this on the way out. These 2 on the right hand side here are the 2 luxury lodges which back on their gardens back onto BT's lake. They look really nice in there, and then you've got all these Canadian style log cabins. They're all for hire. Yeah, go on the website and check them out, but they do look really comfy if you're looking for a family style holiday or a group getaway or something. It does look really nice. And we'll see BT's lake another time, but there you go, there's a sneak peek as we go past. It does look pretty cool.